relations to that prior state? And lastly, how would His Excellency characterize Qatar's relationship with Saudi Arabia today in light of last month's or last week's cancellation of the GCC summit with President Obama?
Well, so many issues. Let's say, first of all, we regret, what this latest development with the drawing Saudi Arabia, Emirates, and Bahrain, their ambassador from Qatar. We are surprised, I don't think there is a reason for the drawing an ambassador from a brotherly, friendly neighbor country which is not posing any threat to any of these countries. It's true there is different views, and we are in Qatar, we are encouraging diversified views. I think it will enrich our region to have these kind of different views. But we could be unified in our common interests, strategy in the region, these things. All the GCC countries are unified. But let's be diversified of different views, because the world's been changed, a lot of things going on in the world. We are not, nobody expects the GCC countries to come with one voice or one idea or one analysis. So we have to live in these things. I think our region needs that we have to introduce our culture of dialogue, of diversification of views. This is something very important that we have to work for it in the region. Thank you. The question is not difficult. The answer is difficult. So I think this question is very, very delicate for the whole GCC country. If you look at the public opinion in the GCC now, nobody is happy with this decision. If you don't find a lot of them, they are taking position with Qatar also for promoting dialogue, having all these big projects for the future, for the education, for the young people, having a jazeera. So why we are punished for these things? Once we have all these big projects for the region, 11 universities Qatar brought in the region. We created Al Jazeera. We are inviting a big American institution like Brookings and Rand. They are in Doha. We are making Doha like a permanent seminar. Every day there is a conference in Qatar. There is a meeting. There is a dialogue. So why we are punishing a country which are doing these things for the region? We are surprised. We don't know why this. I think we hope this decision is limited. There is no escalation, because if there is escalation, if there is more decision will be taken, the whole area will be affected, not only Qatar. Qatar is part of this region. Anything happen in this region, it will be spread all over in our region. But I think we have confidence in the wisdom of our leaders of GCC. They will think about this thing, they will evaluate. We can live with the diversified views, and this decision was taken for things that has nothing to do with our GCC Council. They were talking about Egypt, they were talking about Muslim brothers, but inside of GCC countries, I think we can sit together, we can see what's the problem. We are open to discuss any issue these three countries wants to discuss with us, but not to shut down Al Jazeera. This is something, I don't think anyone of you here want to shut down Al Jazeera. For which reason? If there are some problem with Al Jazeera, they can discuss this thing with Al Jazeera. We cannot close down Brookings Institute in Doha or Brand. This is something impossible. Why? Because if we close it down, we will lose our credibility as a country hosting all these institutions. We have 11 universities. If we close it down, then all these 11, they will say, okay, thank you, we are not going to stay in Doha, we will leave. So this kind of thing is very difficult for us to take this decision. But if there is other things to discuss, we are very open, and we think we have to protect our council. GCC Council, it is a great idea. It's a great model in the Arab world, because the social fiber between us is more strong than other parts in the Arab world. You know, I am from Qatar. I have family in Saudi Arabia. I have family in Kuwait. I have family in Bahrain. This is impossible. These leaders, if they want to divide these countries, they cannot, because the social fiber is very strong. So we hope that this problem will be limited, and Qatar will continue staying in GCC, will never leave. This is our home. And Qatar did not reciprocate this decision by withdrawing their ambassador from this country. We said, hopefully this problem is limited, it can be solved between us, because we don't see any reason that this decision was taken. This decision will be taken with a country that really posing a threat. You know, if any of students studying freshman political science will tell you that this decision should be taken against a country which have different views. That something is not acceptable. So we hope that we can solve this problem between us. We hope that even our friends encourage everybody to accept the diversification of views in the region. This is very important also. We are ready, we are open to solve any problem within GCC.
Mr. Ambassador,